In the cold, isolated Bavarian countryside in 1922, the Gruber family lived in quiet seclusion on their farmstead, known as Hinterkaifeck. Andreas Gruber, his wife, daughter, grandchildren, and their maid all worked the land, but their lives were far from peaceful. Strange occurrences had unsettled the family in the months leading up to the massacre. Mysterious footprints in the snow, tools going missing, and the chilling sounds of footsteps in the attic that no one could explain. Andreas, the stubborn patriarch, refused to leave the farm despite the ominous signs. He was certain that whatever lurked in the attic could be dealt with once they found it. On several nights, he climbed up there himself with a lantern and an axe, but always returned empty-handed. His wife, Kazilia, prayed for protection, fearing something more sinister was at work. Their daughter, Victoria, heard the footsteps too and whispered of an old family secret, one tied to a former lover who had vanished mysteriously years before. On a cold March night, the strange sounds grew louder. Footsteps now circled the house from outside, and the family's dog barked furiously. Andreas was convinced that whoever had been haunting them for weeks had finally shown up. Taking up his axe, he prepared to confront the intruder. But when he opened the door, he found nothing but the wind howling across the fields. Little did the family know, the killer was already inside, hiding in the barn. As night fell, the perpetrator, whether a former lover of Victoria, a disturbed neighbor, or perhaps a drifter with unknown motives, acted swiftly and with terrifying precision. One by one, Andreas, Kazilia, Victoria, and the children were lured to the barn, where they were brutally bludgeoned to death. The killer stacked their bodies in a heap, their blood staining the hay beneath them. The family's maid, Maria Baumgartner, had just started working at the farm on the day of the murders. She had sensed something was wrong from the moment she arrived, but dismissed it as nerves. Tragically, she would never get the chance to leave. The killer, after finishing his slaughter in the barn, entered the house and killed Maria in her sleep. The Gruber family, now dead, left behind only questions. Despite the bodies being discovered in gruesome condition, the farmhouse showed signs that the killer stayed for days after the murders. Livestock was fed, fires were lit, and food was eaten. Whoever committed the atrocity had lived among the dead, waiting for the right moment to disappear. Who was the killer? Many theories circulated in the aftermath of the massacre. Some suspected Lorenz Schlittenbauer, a neighbor who had an affair with Victoria, but nothing was proven. Others believed the killer was someone unknown to the family, a transient passing through, driven by madness or revenge. The haunting theory of an intruder living in the attic still chills anyone who dares imagine it. Someone who watched the family for days, even weeks, before making their move. In the end, the Hinterkaifeck murders remain one of the most chilling unsolved mysteries in true crime history. The eerie silence of the snow-covered farmstead, the unexplainable footsteps in the attic, and the killer's ghost-like disappearance make this case one that lingers in the minds of those who hear it.